Hey everyone, this is Military Weapons, and in this video we're discussing the Iranian Special Forces. Let's get started. After many years of international sanctions that crippled the Iranian army's ability to modernize, Iran has come to rely heavily on its light infantry and special forces. These forces are instrumental in providing security on the troublesome stretches of the border with Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iraq. They also protect Iranian interests abroad and will have a major role to play in the event of an armed conflict breaking out with a regional adversary. The exact numerical strength of all the Iranian special forces is unclear, but it must be in the tens of thousands. Given such a large size and diverse composition, the level of training and the quality of equipment varies significantly from one special forces unit to another. The 65th No-Head Independent Airborne Special Forces Brigade is widely believed to be the best trained and equipped of the Army's Special Forces units. The regular Army Commando Brigades, meanwhile, look more like light airborne assault units in terms of their composition and hardware. There is next to no information about the Special Forces units of the Ministry of Information, which is the main Iranian foreign political intelligence and counterintelligence agency. Information about the ministry itself is scarce and unreliable. Naval Special Forces. The Iranian Navy has 4 large marine units. There are 3 marine brigades stationed in the south in the Gulf of Oman and the Strait of Hormuz. One of them is near the main Iranian naval base in Bandar Abbas, another in Jask, and the third in Konarak. There is also a marine unit in the north on the Caspian coast, which is part of Zone 4 of the Iranian Naval Command. Just like the Army Commandos, the Iranian Marines lack their own armored vehicles. Neither are they very numerous, which makes them ill-suited for such tasks as storming well-equipped coastal defenses or holding forward bases against the enemy's mechanized units for any length of time. Their main tasks are therefore twofold: contributing to coastal defense and sudden landings in unexpected places using helicopters or speedboats, including hovercraft. Revolutionary Guards Ground Forces. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards have their own rapid response forces, the SABERIN. These forces specialize in countering internal threats and drug trafficking. They were set up following a rapid deterioration in Iran's relationships with the Taliban movement in Afghanistan in 1999. The need for the Revolutionary Guards to have their own special forces was recognized after the end of the war with Iraq, during which the Guards worked very closely with the Army Special Forces. Revolutionary Guards Naval Forces. The Revolutionary Guards operate special naval forces that are separate from the Iranian Navy. The Guards and the Iranian Navy units have their own areas of responsibility. The Guards are responsible for the Persian Gulf, whereas the Navy has the Strait of Oman and the Caspian Sea. The Revolutionary Guards naval units are geared for asymmetric warfare. They lack any large ships and rely instead on a large fleet of light missile, torpedo, and gunboats. Their training scenarios include operations to seize and plant booby traps on enemy ships and oil platforms using speedboats and divers. The Quds Force. The Quds Force is sometimes mistakenly described as one of the Iranian commando units. It is in fact a specialized intelligence branch of the Revolutionary Guards, which serves primarily as an instrument of exerting covert influence and conducting sensitive foreign policy missions. The Quds Force dates back to the 1980s when, during the war with Iraq, the Revolutionary Guards took over an existing HQ for irregular operations using Kurdish and Iraqi Shia fighters. At about the same time, Iran began to ramp up its influence in other Middle Eastern countries such as Lebanon and Afghanistan. The Guards played a prominent role in those efforts. The Quds Force was set up as a Revolutionary Guards division sometime in the 1990s after the end of the war with Iraq. It is believed to be about 10,000 to 20,000 strong. Its personnel are trained at special centers in Shiraz and Tehran. Iranian Special Forces weapons and equipment. The Iranian armed forces also suffer from inadequate financing. Even the commander of the Iranian army, Gen Ahmad Reza Purdastan, said in 2015 that in the current circumstances, his forces needed more funding than they were getting at the time. The situation is unsurprising. Iran has the most numerous forces among all the Gulf states, but its defense spending is only a fraction of Saudi Arabia's. Even the United Arab Emirates spends a lot more on its army than Iran does. Iran's Green Berets. NOED's roots go back to 1953 when Imperial Iranian army officers participated in parachute training in France. The parachute battalion was established in 1959, or a form of the parachute unit established by the French trained officers. This unit became the 23rd Airborne Special Forces Brigade in 1970, adopting the America-style Green Berets. The unit badge even mirrored almost identically the U.S. Army Special Forces de Oppresso Liber insignia. This was a result of the U.S. sending 4 operational detachments of Special Forces operators to train Iran's military personnel in the 1960s. Part of this training included Iran's 65th Airborne Special Force Brigade, which is now called the 65th NOED Brigade, a key component of Iran's Special Forces. The brigade is split into 4 key units: hostage rescue, psychological operations, support, and irregular warfare. Training. Passing training for Iran's Special Forces unit, nicknamed Powerful Ghosts, within the Iranian military is extremely difficult. Those that pass the initial parachute training spend periods of training in deserts, forests, snow, sea, and mountains. This stage aims to cultivate the capability to effectively engage adversaries in any given environment. Upon obtaining the necessary points in this stage, the specialization stage begins. For example, the hostage rescue unit would likely involve emphasis on breaching and bomb disposal. Another section of the training involves espionage, reconnaissance, and telecommunications, as well as irregular warfare. This provides the capability for guerrilla warfare. These characteristics allow the utilization of NOED in hybrid irregular warfare to meet the Iranian state's objectives. With approximately 5,000 personnel, a 2019 Defense Intelligence Agency Iran military power report stated that the NOED Brigade is the most elite of Iran's special forces. Hit list. Throughout the Iranian Special Forces unit's history, the NOED Brigade established its reputation within Iranian military circles with actions carried out in theaters of war. First experience of combat in the Omani Civil War 1963–76. 1979 Khuzestan Uprising quelling. Breaking the siege of Abadan during the Iran-Iraq War 1980–88. Iraqi forces launching a surprise attack on Iranian territory were held back successfully by the 23rd Airborne Special Forces Brigade. During the Iran-Iraq War, the unit managed to hold strategic positions in Deposa and Laklak despite chemical attacks from Iran. In a mock operation, the 65th seized and captured key strategic centers throughout the capital city of Tehran, achieving mission success in 2 hours. There are various unconfirmed reports of clandestine operations in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Nonetheless, it is unclear to what extent the irregular warfare capabilities of this unit took place throughout recent history. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to let us know your thoughts about the Iranian Special Forces in the comments section below.